Hi everyone, welcome back. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Sammy and I do an ancestral channeling every month, which means I check in with the ancestors, with the guides, with any guardians, angels, protectors, whoever wants to talk. I hold this channel with Echo Alec and we invite people to come and bring their ancestors, bring their guides, bring whoever wants to chat. And we tune in and we channel messages for the month. And so this is our recap. We just did our channel this morning. And we received a lot of really cool and helpful messages, I think, to get us through the next month until we sit down with them again. And so this is the recap. So the first thing that they started talking about was kind of a disruption in communication that is happening from the way that we think to the way that our heart is working. And so this sort of ask to connect to our heart in a way that moves our energy in different directions. There was a big sort of description into how we are very lateral, we're very forward thinking, we are very step by step on our path, which is a way that we've all been taught to be. And this want to be very broad with our energy. So they were comparing it a lot to like how trees, what we see of them grows vertically. It's up and down, and it seems to have a linear progression to it. But what we don't see is that beneath the soil, there's a broadening, there's like a reach, there's a rooting system happening. And so they were asking to sort of like tune into this idea that even though we're looking at the future, we're looking at what's ahead of us. And they compared it to sort of like hiking a mountain and somebody only staring at the peak and only staring at where they're going. They were asking to maybe look at what's aside of us. So like taking a survey of what plants are there, what relatives are there, winged, four-legged relatives and friends on our hike with us. And this remembrance that the shape of our heart is spherical, that if it's only going, in a linear direction, straight forward, straight path, straight direction, then we're losing actually some of this breadth and width that can really help us. There was also a reminder to be patient and kind with ourselves, and that energy is moving quickly, information is moving quickly, life feels to be moving quickly, and I know that that's true for a lot of us. And there was an invitation to be slow in the moments that we could actually be slow, and they meant really slow, like focusing inward, focusing on ourselves, focusing on joy, focusing on gratitude. And they tied it back to this sort of linear progressive thinking, as like our inability to be slow is also almost like creating like when snow is hiked on so many times and everyone goes up and down the same path and it gets packed down and then it turns into ice and then people are sliding up and down and you can't even really walk on it anymore. And sometimes the best way to get around that is to make new prints in the snow. That's sort of this feeling that like when we move in what we think is a linear progression is we sort of create the groove and we head in that direction. And so one interpretation of that would be like if we're all being told the same thing, if we're all being told this thing is going to happen, if we're all, connected to the same vision of what's ahead of us, we're losing the sort of reach of creativity and our ability to think outside of that option. And there was an ask to really be with our hearts and be patient with our hearts, and that a lot of times when we're rushed, we're thinking out of our ego, we're thinking out of our mind, and we're not thinking through our heart center. And so when we have the opportunity to slow down enough, we get to listen to our heart, we get to make our heart, one of the greater voices emanating from us. And so how do we do that? This was also connected to the fire element and fire and anger rising, and how a lot of us have lost the ability to interact with fire in a healthy way. And that was sort of connected to intergenerational and epigenetic issues as well, like not just this current present incarnation you know, incarnated people on earth. It was like a lot of people have forgotten over years how to use the fire element properly within themselves, and they were comparing that to like digestive issues and how it gets caught in the digestive tract and ends up making us really uncomfortable. And listening to the heart when it comes to the fire element, and a reminder that the heart really connects us to the earth and her elements. And so putting the fire element in touch with the heart, in touch with the earth, can show us how to keep fire in balance and how to use it for the best purposes and when to use it, and how to interact with it, the same way that the earth interacts with the sun and has this beautiful relationship with the sun where they know, you know, the earth understands how to take that light in, how to take that heat in, how to take that the energy that the sun generates in and use it to the best of her abilities. So yeah, this is just a short recap of the channel that we held. We usually sit in channel and ceremony with the channel for about an hour and a half. So there's a lot of little fine tune and things like that. This is just my interpretation after listening for the hour and my biggest takeaways. If you ever feel like joining on the channel with Echo and I, please feel free to visit my website or visit Echo's website. That's Samibass or Sacred Matriarch. And we would be so happy to have you on there. We open up to a Q&A at the end where people can ask questions and get clarification. So if you're wanting to ask a question of your ancestors or guides or, you know, anyone that communicates through the etheric realms, we would absolutely love to have you there. It's a community building exercise. So although I am usually the interpreter of the messages from the unseen, we consider it everybody's channel. So everybody who arrives is bringing energy, is bringing ancestors, is bringing wisdom, is bringing their intuition. It's really like a communal event, and we want it to be a very circular and a very communal event in how we hold it. And it's open to everyone's intuition and what's coming through. So if you've ever wanted to work on your channel and hone in your craft and feel like your intuition is waking up and you would love to share that with like-minded people, we would love to have you there. In the meantime, we will keep posting these little tidbits to hopefully help people align with their next month and maybe clarify things that are going on for everybody in the ether, because a lot of times when we channel, the hope is to connect humanity and connect all of our relatives and all of our long lost family members, and so we will keep posting these as little updates to keep everybody informed if they had to miss out. But yeah, sending you guys so much love and so much compassion and patience. And I'm hoping that you feel connected to your heart in the moments that you can, even though things are feeling quick in this time.